The life cycle of stars, from birth to cosmic legacy. Have you ever looked up at the night sky and wondered how stars are born, how they live, and how they die? Although stars appear constant and everlasting, they actually go through an extraordinary life cycle, one that can last millions or even billions of years. Their journey begins inside vast clouds of gas and dust and ends in spectacular explosions or quiet fading, depending on their mass. It's one of the most remarkable stories in the universe, a story that not only shapes galaxies, but also creates the very elements that make planets, and even life itself, possible. So let's embark on an incredible journey through the life cycle of stars. Stage 1: Stellar Nebula, the birthplace of stars. Every star begins its life inside a stellar nebula, a gigantic cloud made mostly of hydrogen gas, helium, and cosmic dust. These enormous clouds can stretch across hundreds of light years, making them some of the largest structures in our galaxy. Over millions of years, gravity slowly pulls the gas and dust together. Bit by bit, more material gathers. As the cloud grows denser, its temperature rises. Eventually, the pressure becomes so intense that a young star begins to form. This is where every stellar journey begins. Stage 2: Protostar, a star in the making. As gravity continues compressing the cloud, temperatures rise dramatically. The growing object is now called a protostar. Although it shines brightly, it isn't yet a true star. Why? Because nuclear fusion, the process that powers stars, has not started yet. Instead, the protostar glows because gravity is squeezing it tighter and tighter, generating enormous amounts of heat. It is, quite literally, a star in the making. Stage 3: Main sequence star, the stable adult stage. Eventually, the core temperature reaches an astonishing 10 million degrees Celsius. At this point, something extraordinary happens. Hydrogen atoms begin fusing together to form helium. This process, known as nuclear fusion, releases an incredible amount of energy. The outward pressure created by fusion perfectly balances gravity pulling inward. This balance keeps the star stable, allowing it to shine continuously for millions or even billions of years. This stage is called the main sequence, and it is the longest period in a star's life. Our own sun is currently in this stage. It has been shining for about 4.6 billion years, and scientists estimate it will continue doing so for another 5 billion years. Stage 4: Red giant or red supergiant. Eventually, every star begins to run out of hydrogen fuel in its core. What happens next depends on the star's mass. For average-sized stars, stars like our sun begin expanding dramatically. Their outer layers grow larger and cooler, giving them a beautiful reddish color. These stars become red giants. For massive stars, stars much larger than the sun experience an even more dramatic transformation. They expand into enormous red supergiants, some becoming hundreds, or even thousands of times larger than our sun. These colossal stars dominate their surrounding space, but their final moments are approaching. The final stages depend on a star's mass path. 1. Average-sized star's planetary nebula. As a red giant reaches the end of its life, it gently releases its outer layers into space. These colorful expanding clouds create what astronomers call a planetary nebula. Despite the name, it has absolutely nothing to do with planets. The name simply comes from early astronomers who thought these glowing clouds resembled planets through small telescopes. White dwarf. After shading its outer layers, only the hot core remains. This tiny but incredibly dense object is called a white dwarf. Although nuclear fusion has stopped, it continues glowing because of the heat stored inside its core. Over billions of years, it slowly cools. Black dwarf. Eventually, after trillions of years, a white dwarf is expected to cool completely, becoming a black dwarf. However, our universe is simply not old enough for any black dwarfs to exist yet. Path 2: Massive star supernova. Massive stars end their lives in one of the most powerful events in the universe, a supernova. The explosion is unimaginably violent. For a brief moment, a single exploding star can outshine an entire galaxy. During this explosion, heavy elements such as iron, gold, uranium, and many others are blasted into space. These elements eventually become part of new stars, new planets, and even living organisms. Quite literally, we are made from the remains of ancient stars. Neutron star. If the remaining core is massive enough, but not massive enough to become a black hole, it collapses into an incredibly dense object called a neutron star. Imagine this. Just 1 teaspoon of neutron star material would weigh billions of tons on Earth. Even more astonishing, a neutron star is only about 20 kilometers across, yet it can contain more mass than our entire sun. Black hole. If the collapsing core is even more massive, gravity becomes unstoppable. The star collapses into a black hole. Its gravity is so powerful that nothing, not even light, can escape. Although black holes cannot be seen directly, scientists detect them by observing their powerful effects on nearby stars, gas, and light.